Okay, lifestyle foundations, because training and nutrition work best when your lifestyle supports them. So you can have a great program and solid nutrition, but if your lifestyle is constantly working against you, progress will feel harder than it needs to be. So we want to make sure that our lifestyle supports consistency. So when I talk about lifestyle foundations, I'm really talking about things like sleep, stress, hydration, movement, and supplements. So why they matter? Well, they affect everything. They affect our hunger, our cravings, our energy, our mood, our progress, and more. So let's start with sleep, because arguably this is one of the most important parts of lifestyle foundation. So prioritizing your sleep is not optional. I want you to treat your sleep like it's a part-time job. If your sleep isn't optimal, it's going to make progress harder. It's going to increase your appetite. It's going to lower your sense of fullness. It's going to affect your ability to recover. And it's going to lower your motivation as well. Now, I'm a realist. I understand that not all of us are able to get a good night's sleep, that a lot of it is outside of our control. So I really just want you to do your best to focus on the things that you can control, which generally comes down to sleep quality as opposed to quantity. So in an ideal world, yeah, we'd be getting somewhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. But ways that we can try to move towards that, if we're not already getting it, is having a regular sleep and wake schedule, which has been shown to help with our overall sleep quality. Reducing screens a couple of hours before bed absolutely has a significant impact. Try not to sleep with your phone in your room. There's nothing wrong with just an old school alarm clock to wake you up in the mornings. Having a cool, dark bedroom has been shown to increase better sleep quality. And then for many people, things like meditation, relaxation apps can help as well. Now, sleep is also correlated with stress. Okay, so they're both closely related. Stress affects your body and it's going to affect your results as well. So too much stress increases the stress hormone, which is cortisol. And if that's chronically elevated, that can start to cause us some issues, and it can actually slow down our progress, particularly if your goal is fat loss. Having chronic stress in place will affect the rate of fat loss that you achieve. It impacts our hunger and our sleep. So we do really want to make sure that we are prioritizing stress reduction as much as possible as well. I know it might sound a little bit woohoo and so forth, but it really, really does have a strong impact on your results. So it might be that you have a go at some breath work, some walking, some journaling. You may need to do a bit of a audit of your lifestyle and what's working for you and what's not. I find that a lot of people who I work with tend to be quite people pleasers and say yes to a lot of things. You might need to sit down and do some thinking in and around your boundaries to protect your time and energy. And also have a think about how much time you're spending on technology and social media and whether or not that's affecting your stress. Hydration is another lifestyle factor that we want to make sure we are looking after, and quite an easy one to tick off for the most part. Water absolutely matters. It will help with your energy, your digestion, your training performance, your sleep. And like I said, it's quite an easy thing to incorporate if you're not getting enough already. Now, anywhere between 2 to 2.5 to 3.5 liters of water per day is a good target. Start your day with a big glass of water. Please feel free to add things like lemon, mint, cucumber, or even flavored water drops, or have sparkling water if water isn't that exciting for you. Make sure you do sip it consistently throughout the day. But if you haven't been drinking a lot of water and you're increasing it as part of the program, particularly for the first couple of weeks while your body's adapting to having this extra water, do think about front loading your water a little bit more so that you're not up all night going to the toilet. Think about habit stacking as well. So things like having a glass of water every time you eat, for example, just as a way to remind you to drink more water. Use the water tracker inside of the app to see how much water you're actually drinking. You might be surprised at how little or how much you're having. And remember, there's also other apps, like there's one called Water Reminder, which will ping at you every hour or whatever it is that you like to remind you to drink some water. So use the tools available to you. Okay, NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This was covered a little bit in the nutrition video where we spoke about your total daily energy expenditure and how the calories that you burn throughout the day are made up. So everyday movement counts more than you think. So of that total daily energy expenditure for most people, movement outside of our workouts accounts for about 15% of our total daily energy expenditure, which is a pretty good amount. So therefore worth putting some time and energy into, particularly if you want to change your body composition. So this adds up fast and has a really impact on your metabolism and your energy burn. So ideally, the aim is to get at least 8,000 steps per day. This is sort of the number that's been shown to impact our overall health and wellness significantly. But it's important that you start where you are and build from there. So if you're only currently getting 3,000 steps a day, for example, don't try to jump to 8,000 all of a sudden. It's perhaps you look at trying to get to 4,000 for a couple of weeks, then you bump it up to 5,000 and so forth. Also, if you're already at like 10,000, for example, it might be worthwhile you bumping it up a little bit. But if you're sort of up around, depending on your goal, and that would be discussed with me, but if you're already up around sort of 15, 16,000, there's probably not a lot of room there to increase your steps necessarily for calorie burn. That's where we would look at other tools at our disposal, depending on what your goals are. So some simple ways to move more: walking after meals, because this is also going to help with your postprandial glucose response, which is basically your blood sugar levels, okay? Taking stairs and parking further away are really good and easy ways to increase your movement. Make sure you're moving regularly throughout the day. So that might mean setting an alarm to go off every hour and you just get up from your desk if you've got a desk job and just walk around the office for 5 minutes. A walking pad below your desk, if you have access to a stand-up desk, is a real game changer for a lot of people, including myself. And if you are having a meeting or a chat with a friend on the phone, walk and talk, okay? Don't sit down. Now, the final slide is in and around supplements. So lots of questions often get asked in and around supplements. The first thing with these is it is support, not shortcut. So I often refer to supplements as the icing on the cake, okay? Without the cake, it's not going to do much. So the basics come first, the basics being your nutrition, your training, and your lifestyle foundations. And then it's potentially, for some of you, worth considering some supplements on top. So you will find a supplement guide inside of the file section of the app. You should always check with your doctor first before you take any supplements. But these are generally the ones that have been shown to be the most beneficial when it comes to body composition changes and just overall health and wellness and lifestyle. Magnesium, really great for sleep, recovery, and mood. Creatine, strength, performance, brain health, can also help with sleep potentially. Omega-3, so that's like your fish oil and so forth. Vitamin D3, especially in winter, and if you're in the South Island, especially as well. A protein powder for many people can be really useful, particularly if your protein is quite low or if you are someone who doesn't get a lot of meat in your diet. And then Good Green Vitality by Nuzest is a really highly regarded and proven greens powder that often acts as what I call nutrient insurance. So when we are embarking on a new nutrition and training regime, it can be prudent for some of us to make sure that we're taking a multi-nutrient. I prefer it in the form of a greens powder, just to make sure that we're sort of plugging any holes that might come up. So that is Lifestyle Foundations.